Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM, live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 4.
Good afternoon, and this is koolNews at 4. Live from the renovated koolNews Studios, I'm Carlo. Before we begin with the headlines, we have some breaking news related to sports. Let me just find one here real quick here. J.R. Raguino wins via unanimous decision, with judges scored 115 to 113, 116 to 112, 117 to 111 against Frank Verdugo to capture the World Boxing Championship Continental America Super Flyweight Championship belt. And yes, this is coming from Alabama. Alright, so again, panalo ang Pinoy, guys. Panalo ang Pinoy. Alright, now let's do you have anything else before here? And another one just came in. Yes, another one just came in. You heard that right? This is coming from One Sports 3-division world champion John Real Cuatro Alas Casimero returns to the winning column after scoring 2 knockdowns a round to a sensational first-round technical knockdown of Mexico Sol Anches in Yokohama, Japan. I repeat, 3-division world champion John Real Cuatro Alas Casimero returns to the winning club. So yes, he won. So two times in a row, guys. Two Filipinos have won the sports today. Again, mabuhay ang Pilipino. Woo! All right. Okay, thank you very much to our fellow GJG for contributing to the sports headlines for this moment. Okay, now let's get into the national headlines. Give me 1 second here. I think I'm lagging, not a good sign here. Okay, so we have the latest headlines, and this is related to the West Philippine Sea. Russia and China blocked a proposed consensus statement for the East Asia Summit drafted by several East Asian countries, mainly over objections to language on the contested South China Sea, a U.S. official told Reuters on Saturday. A draft statement arrived at by consensus by the 10-Nation Association of Southeast Asian Nations was put to the 18-nation East Asia Summit meeting in Laos on Thursday evening, the official said. ASEAN presented this final draft and said that essentially this was a take it or leave it draft, the official said, on condition of anonymity. The United States, Japan, Australia, South Korea, and India all said they could support it, the official said, adding the Russians and the Chinese said that they could not and would not proceed with a statement. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov told a news conference in Vientiane on Friday the final declaration had not been adopted because of persistent attempts by the United States, Japan, South Korea, Australia, and New Zealand to turn it into a purely political statement. China's Washington embassy did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The U.S. officials said there were a couple of issues of contention, but the key one was how it referred to the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, going further than in the previous 2023 EAS statement. However, the official said there was certainly no language that was getting into the nitty-gritty of any particular standoff, no language that was favoring any claimant over any other. China claims nearly all of the South China Sea and has stepped up pressure on rival claimants, including several ASEAN countries, notably the Philippines. ASEAN has spent years negotiating a code of conduct with Beijing for the strategic waterway, with some ASEAN states insisting it be based on UNCLOS. China says it backs a code but does not recognize a 2016 arbitral ruling that said its claim to most of the South China Sea had no basis under UNCLOS, to which Beijing is a signatory. According to a draft seen by Reuters, the proposed EES statement contained an extra subclause over the 2023 approved statement, and this was not agreed to. It noted a 2023 UN resolution saying that UNCLOS sets out the legal framework within which all activities in the oceans and seas must be carried out. Another subclause not agreed said the international environment, including in the South China Sea, the current Venezuela, Myanmar, Ukraine, and the Middle East, present challenges for the region. Chinese Premier Li Qiang told the summit reaching was committed to UNCLOS and striving for an early conclusion of a code of conduct, while stressing its claims have solid historical and legal grounds. Relevant countries outside region should respect and support the joint efforts of China and regional countries to maintain peace and stability in the South China Sea and truly play a constructive role for peace and stability in the region, he said. The Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference for Disaster Risk Reduction will commence at the Philippine International Convention Center in Pasay City on Monday, gathering governments, international and civil society organizations, the private sector, science, academia, and stakeholder groups to strengthen cooperation on disaster resilience and risk reduction. Hosted by the Philippines for the first time, the APMCDRR will run from October 14 to 18 to advance, monitor, review, and enhance cooperation for the implementation of the goals, targets, and priorities for action of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction 2015 to 2030, the global blueprint to prevent new and reduce existing disaster risk. The Benno event is expected to draw over 4,000 high-level international and local delegates from 69 countries, convened by the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, and facilitate the exchange of practical solutions, promote inclusive disaster risk governance, and enhance resilience in Asia and the Pacific. The 2024 conference theme, Search to 2030, Enhancing Ambition in Asia Pacific to Accelerate Disaster Risk Reduction, emphasizes the urgency of strengthening regional efforts to ensure a safer future for all. In anticipation of the international conference and movement of delegates, Malacanang suspended government work and classes in all levels in the cities of Pasay and Manila on October 14 and 15. Cabinet secretaries, including Defense Secretary Gilbert Deodoro Jr., Environment Secretary Maria Antonia Loyusaga, and Communications Secretary Jessa Chavez are expected to grace the opening day on Monday. Meanwhile, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos will host a ministerial reception at Malacanang Palace in Manila on Monday evening. The President will then lead the grand opening ceremony on Tuesday. Marcos has been championing disaster resilience and risk reduction under his administration, emphasizing the Philippines' vulnerability to natural disasters and calamity due to its location and climate change. Meanwhile, the National Capital Region Police Office on Sunday ordered the implementation of a gun ban in Metro Manila for the duration of the week. And a South African caught allegedly carrying over 42 million pesos worth of crystal meth or shabu was arrested at the Terminal 3 of the Ninoy Aquino International Airport Naya in Pasay City on Saturday. In a report on Sunday, Bureau of Customs said the 31-year-old foreigner was colored by authorities around 9:20 p.m. after denying interagency drug interdiction task group discovered narcotics concealed in his luggage. Aside from the 6,200 grams of shabu, authorities also confiscated a bundle of his clothes, passport, phone, boarding pass, and certificate of vaccination. The arrested foreigner will face complaints for violating Section 4, Article 2 of Republic Act No. 9165 or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. BOC said the seized narcotics will be submitted to the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Laboratory Service for examination. It is now 4:11 in the afternoon, and we will get into more news headlines, including the international headlines and showbiz headlines, when we return here on Cool News at 4. We will be right back. to koolNews at 4. Let's continue with the headlines. Religious leaders in Mindanao have called for the re-inclusion of the Zulu province in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. In a statement, the Mindanao Religious Leaders Conference appealed to safeguard the gains achieved under the Bangsamoro peace process. We call for the inclusion of Zulu in the Barnum to ensure greater inclusivity and unity in the region, the group said in a statement, as quoted by a news release of the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity on Sunday. The religious group also urged political leaders to ensure the peaceful and orderly conduct of the first Barnum regional preliminary elections in May 2025. For our political leaders to observe austerity and peaceful campaign enforcers as they engage our communities and electorates, the leader said, emphasizing the need for peaceful political engagement. The religious leader likewise called on peace stakeholders to consolidate their efforts in strengthening the nation's social fabric. For our peace institutions and organizations to consolidate their efforts in building social cohesion among our communities and the people on goodwill, their statement read. Religious leaders in Mindanao gathered in Davao City on October 8 and 9 to foster peace, unity, and justice in Mindanao and pledged their support to the Marcos administration's peace agenda, the OPA Piru said. The gathering was attended by Christian bishops and priests, Muslim ulama, and representatives of traditional and religious indigenous peoples as delegates and civil society as observers. According to the OPA Piru, the event was a testament of the renewed interreligious effort to sustain the gains and revitalize the Bishops' Ulama Conference, which now calls itself the Mirlek. The Christian delegation was composed of representatives from the Catholic Bishop Conference of the Philippines, the National Council of Churches in the Philippines, and the Philippine Council of Evangelical Churches. The event was organized by OPA Piru in collaboration with the Consortium of Bangsamoro Civil Society, Catholic Relief Service, World Vision, SILA, United Nations Development Program, the Asia Foundation, and Australian Aid. The group reaffirmed its belief that the increased collaboration between Muslims, Christians, and indigenous peoples is essential for achieving long-lasting peace and sustainable development in Mindanao, which has been reeling due to armed conflicts. Interfaith peace building now remains an imperative, Mirlek said, adding that the group now includes the IP, women, and youth sectors. 16 people were injured when a passenger 2OT jeepney and truck collided on Sunday, October 13 in Castilla Town in Sorsogon Province. Brigadier General Andre Perez Dizon, Pico Police Chief, reported that the PUJ driven by Pedro Cuidado, age 56, occupied the lane of the mixer truck driven by Edgar Angura, which led to the collision in Barangay San Vicente around 10:30 a.m. Cuidado and 15 passengers of the PUJ sustained injuries and were taken to Castilla District Hospital and Sorsogon Provincial Hospital. The investigation is ongoing. And former Philippine National Police chiefs should clarify the rules in the Duterte administration's drug war, according to the organization's top boss, General Romel Francisco Marbel. He urged the ex-PNP chiefs on Sunday after retired police colonel Rodina Garma alleged that former President Rodrigo Duterte and high-ranking PNP officials during his administration section covert operations replicating Davao City's model of extrajudicial killings on a national scale. We take these allegations very seriously. We will truly investigate Garma's claims to ensure accountability and transparency within our ranks, Markel said. He added that the prop is crucial for the PNP to restore the public's trust as it conducts a recalibrated anti-terror campaign aimed at prioritizing human rights. During the House of Representatives Squad Committee hearing last Friday, October 11, Garma revealed a metric suggesting the involvement or awareness of former PNP chiefs in covert operations. In her affidavit, Garma also disclosed that the doctor allegedly contacted her about the creation of a national task force, and among the key figures in implementing the reported scheme was Colonel Edilberto Leonardo. According to Garma, Leonardo purportedly collaborated with Duterte and his aide, now Senator Christopher Bongo, to establish a new task force comprising of liberators nationwide. She also named several members of the Philippine National Police Academy classes of 1996 and 1997, whom she claimed participated in the operations. She also said Leonardo allegedly conducted briefings for all Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency officials and PNP chiefs and regional directors regarding operations. Additionally, if any individual died during police operations, Leonardo reported the incident to Bongo for inclusion in his weekly report and request for refunds of operational expenses, Garma said during the hearing on October 11. Leonardo had the final authority to determine who would be included on the list of drug personalities and to classify their threat levels, as well as the discretion to remove individuals from the list, she added. Marble assured the public of the PAP's commitment to human rights and accountability, adding that measures will be implemented to strengthen public confidence and prevent similar abuses in future operations. Meanwhile, Garma said she would reveal more details and names in an executive session with the House Squad Committee. Now for the international headlines. Taiwan was on alert as it detected a Chinese aircraft carrier to its start on Sunday, the sub-route island's defense ministry said. China's Liaoning aircraft carrier group has entered waters near the Bashik Channel and is likely to proceed into the Western Pacific, the ministry said in a statement, adding that its military remains on alert, prepared to respond as necessary. China has ramped up military activity around Taiwan in recent years, sending in more planes and other military aircraft while Chinese ships maintain a near constant presence around its waters. The Liaoning aircraft carrier detection comes after U.S. State Secretary Antony Blinken warned China on Friday against taking any provocative action on Taiwan, following a speech by Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te during the island's National Day celebrations a day earlier. Lai, who China calls a separatist, vowed Thursday to resist annexation of the island and insisted Beijing and Taipei were not subordinate to each other. China warned after the speech that Lai's provocations would result in disaster for the people of Taiwan. And finally, in the showbiz entertainment news, Blackpink's Jennie marked the new beginning of her new era with the single Mantra, which she hoped would be a reminder to her female listeners to love themselves for who they are. The new single, which was dropped on Friday, October 11, is Jennie's first release since launching her own agency at Lear. She recently signed a record deal with Columbia Records in September. It's the perfect song to begin my new era. I think Mantra will make my fans happy but also show a new side of me as a solo artist, she said in the press statement. The song was inspired by my time recording in Los Angeles, and hopefully fans feel that energy, which is about being positive, being expressive, and being true to who you are. Touching on these songs' lyrics, where girls just gonna have fun, Jennie said the energetic single will empower her female fans to practice self-love. It's energetic and empowering with a message for all of my ladies, women, and pretty girls out there to love yourself for who you are. This is your anthem, she said. The song's music video was set in Los Angeles, California, in the US, which showed the Blackpink member and solo artist donning very stylish outfits and having different hairstyles, including a long blonde wig. It was directed by Tanu Munyo, who is known for her work with Harry Styles as it was and Lupa Lipa's Illusion. It reflects the main theme of female empowerment and confidence. It was important for the overall vision to be consistent, and I love how it turned out. I'm so excited to finally put it out there, Jennie said of the music video. Mantra is the lead single of Jennie's upcoming studio album, although details on its concept, tracklist, and release date are yet to be announced. And that is it for Cool News at 4. As always, if you have any news suggestions or feedback that you would like to share, you can get in touch with us at tvhphilippines.news@gmail.com. And join us again for more news headlines with Cool News at 6 later. Until then, I'm Cairo. We will see you later for more news headlines with Cool News at 6. Good afternoon.